Okay, guys, we are here recording for all of our absent friends. We are in 6th period. Say hi, 6th period.
Hi, 6th period.
So yesterday we talked about multiplying fractions is no problem. It's the what? It's the top times the top and the bottom times the bottom. So now let's look at our example here. It's easy to multiply a fraction when it's a proper fraction, but if I have an improper fraction, I need to make sure I can use my numbers, right? So what would I do to this fraction so that I could multiply? What are you thinking?
Texas two-step.
I want to use the Texas two-step. So I'm going to take my denominator and multiply it by my whole number. That's my multiplication part. So what is 2 times 1?
2.
And then I'm going to add my numerator, which is what? 3. So 2 times 1 is 2 plus 1 is 3, making this an improper fraction. And then I'm going to multiply it by my 2/3. Now I have two beautiful fractions that I can multiply with. Do you see any cross simplification that I could do? Yes.
You can divide 2 by 2.
I can do by 2 by 2. 2 goes into 2 how many times? 1. 2 goes into 2 1 time. What about over here? Anything else that I see? Yes. 3 and 3. 3 goes into 3 1 time. 3 goes into 3 1 time. So now I'm just going to go straight across. So 1 times 1 is what, guys? 1. 1 times 1 is what? 1. Giving me, my answer is 1. Easy peasy? So let's try the next one. On this one I have two mixed numbers that I want to change into improper fractions so that I can use them. So again, I'm going to use my Texas two-step. So what is 2 times 4 going to give me? 8. Plus 1 more is 9. So down here I have 9/4. Multiplied by, okay, I've still got a mixed number, so let's change this up. 5 times 1 is what?
5.
Plus 3 is 8. So here I have 8/5. Are there any numbers that you can see that are cross-simplified that I could use? Yes.
4 and 8.
4 and 8. 4 goes into 4 how many times, guys?
1.
4 goes into 8 how many times? 2. Then I can just multiply across. 4 times 2 is what?
2.
4 times, I said 4 times 2, I'm sorry. 9 times 2 is what? 18. 1 times 5 is 5. So now I have an improper fraction, so what would I do? What would I do?
You would make it into a mixed number.
I'm going to make it a mixed number. How do I do that?
For every 5, make a whole number.
Okay, so I would try to do some division. For every 5 I would make a whole number, so I'm trying to find how many groups I can make. 5 goes into 18 how many times? 3 times minus 15 gives me a remainder of 3. This is my whole number. My numerator becomes my, my remainder becomes my numerator.
3.
And this is my denominator. 3 and 3/5. So let's look at the example 8. Betty's making 2.5 batches of cookies for her school's bake sale. If one batch of the cookies requires 1 1/4 cups of flour, how many cups does Betty need to make 2.5 batches? So if I have 2.5 batches, I want to know how many cups I'm going to use. So 2.5 times 1 1/4. So now what am I going to do?
Right now, we're going to, for example A, you're going to do 5.
So I'm doing Texas two-step?
Texas two-step.
Okay. So 2 times 2 is what? 4. Plus 1 more is 5. So this is 5/2. Remember, you're keeping the same denominator. I'm not changing my denominator. Make sure you keep that same one. So again, here it's 4 times 1 is what? 4. Plus 1 more is 5. So it's 5/4. Are there any cross simplifications that I can do at all that you see? Anything at all?
Oh,
No, so I'm just going to have to multiply across at this point. So 5 times 5 is 25. 2 times 4 is 8. So then I'm going to put my top dog in the house. And this becomes 25 divided by 8. How many times will 8 go into 25? 3 minus 24. Giving me a 1, so it's 3 and 1, 8. Remember, you're going to keep that as your denominator. Okay. I think that'll help our friends who are absent, don't y'all? Say bye, friends.